All right, let's jump right into it. Welcome to today's explainer, where we're going to be translating some incredibly vast, complex, metaphysical data into an actionable, energetic weather report for June 7th, 2026. Today's forecast is packed. We're looking at a huge shift toward processing, gentle somatic integration, and, maybe the best part, finally letting go of the need to force answers. There are some really fascinating cosmic crosscurrents to map out today, so let's get right down to business. What we're looking at here are our exact temporal coordinates, mapped out beautifully on the Mobius Daily Photon Dashboard. I absolutely love diving into the source material because it takes all this esoteric data, lunar modes, photon pulses, massive cosmic currents, and turns it into a practical map. Instead of just feeling pushed around by these unseen pressures, we can actually see the subtle energetic winds of the day and understand exactly what the environment is asking of us. So if there is one overarching theme to keep in your mind today, it's this exact quote straight from the epical witness braid. What was compressed is now being sorted into living pattern. Now, if you've been feeling this heavy, intense internal churn lately, well, consider this your validation. That crazy pressure cooker phase, it's lifting. We're finally moving out of that compression and into a phase of sorting, reorganizing, and deep clarity. Today is absolutely not about building new pressure. It's just about organizing the things you've already forged. Okay, let's pinpoint exactly where and when we are. For June 7th, 2026, we are sitting at spiral day 445 out of a 504-cell occupied spiral. Specifically, we're in gate 22, day 4. If that sounds like some intense temporal math, don't worry, here's the translation. We're in a late spiral arc. The whole system right now is geared toward preparing material for return and emergence. It's not the opening breath, and it's not the heavy middle digestion phase. And when you factor in the sun in tropical Gemini and a waning gibbous moon, it all aligns perfectly. The system has stopped building new energy and is just reorganizing its intelligence into something we can actually use. It's really profound when you contrast where we just were with where we are right now. In the Swan arc and dual moon continuity, the past phase was compression. So the heavy lifting, it's done, finished. The current phase we're sitting in today is called processing to receding. That waning gibbous moon is carrying what the source calls review light, meaning it's literally releasing excess charge. Today is strictly about letting those fresh insights settle like seeds beneath the soil, where they can start to grow quietly. So what does this actually mean for your personal energy? Well, the biofield forecast shows an atmospheric condition defined as an oracular hold, and it's heavily anchored in the theta state. This is so fascinating. Theta is super active today for symbolic processing, ancestral memory, and what the source calls strange recall. Basically, the oracular hold means your body is saying, okay, I've seen enough, now just let me digest it. The absolute biggest takeaway here is, do not try to force an interpretation of the information you're getting today. Just let the symbols show up. Now, woven right into that heavy fatal hold, we're also going to experience these things called gamma flickers. These are short, brilliant, sudden flashes of insight. But here's the catch. If one of these bursts of clarity hits you today, you have to hold it incredibly lightly. If you overgrip it or try to aggressively dissect it the second it happens, it's going to vanish. Just observe it, write it down, make a mental note, but do not demand that it explains itself to you right now. Let's pan up to the cosmic overhead and look at the council oversight currents. These are basically these subtle energetic winds shaping our day, and the balance here is just beautiful. The Orion Archive is telling us to sequence our pattern fragments without over-explaining them. The Antarian Corridor is giving us a heads up that residual heat from older conflicts might flare up, so observe the heat, but don't claim it as your absolute truth today. Then we've got the Sirian Flow offering this gentle nervous system rinsing, and the Arcturian Codex giving us the best assignment ever. Remove exactly one unnecessary complexity from your life today. So yes, the universe is literally giving you permission to cancel that pointless meeting, all while through Band Dragon's Heart wraps the whole day in clean boundaries and quiet dignity. All right, moving into somatic integration, grounding the temporal weather into the physical body. To make this explainer really useful, we have to bring all that vast celestial weather down to Earth. How does a processing to reseeding phase actually feel in your bones? Well, according to the Apocal Witness Braid, you might notice a pronounced residual heaviness today, mostly in your head, sternum, throat, hips, or lower back. On top of that, dream residue might linger well into your day. This ties directly into the tightness currents of Asteria and Metis, which are actively sorting through deep night symbols right now. Just remember, this heaviness is not a malfunction. It's literally just the physical sensation of all that data settling into a living pattern. And that brings us to the absolute most important integration cue for the day. Do not rush the revelation. Let your body finish metabolizing the signal. You are probably not going to find emotional clarity by sitting completely still and stressing out about it. It's much more likely to show up after some gentle movement. You have to give your physical form the grace and the literal mechanical space to digest these dense signals. To actively help your body do that, let's look at the recommended guided breath practice. It's highly specific and incredibly functional. You inhale for 4 counts, hold for 2, and then exhale for 8 counts. And you repeat that for 7 rounds. The structure of this is key. By dragging that exhale out to a full 8 count, you are using your own biology to send a clear safety signal to your nervous system. You're actively telling your body, hey, the compression phase is over, that pressure wave is finally allowed to leave. Adding to that breath work, there are 2 more really powerful anchoring tools for today. First is a somatic anchor. Place one hand on your sternum and the other on your lower belly. While you breathe, really feel the distance between those hands, acting as a bridge connecting your upper and lower intelligence, rather than feeling scattered. And second is photon attunement. Take a few minutes today to face some natural light. Don't stare directly at the sun, obviously. Just soften your eyes and let your body absorb the ambient light as gentle information, rather than a harsh glare. As we wrap up this energetic forecast, there's a focused micro-meditation prompt to consider. It's super simple, but it carries a ton of weight. What is no longer asking to be carried, only witnessed? The instruction here is to just sit quietly with that question and let a single answer float to the surface. Not a list of a dozen things, just one. Acknowledge it, witness it, and then put it down. I want to leave you with this incredibly reassuring final thought from today's map. The spiral does not need to be forced open today. It is already loosening from within. That perfectly sums up the architecture of June 7th. Nature is doing the heavy lifting for us right now. The compression is over, the seeds are planted, the nervous system is rinsing out. All we have to do today is gently observe, breathe, and just let the reorganization happen. So what might you discover if you stop trying to pry the universe open and just let it unfold? Thanks so much for exploring today's dashboard with me. Keep an eye on those subtle currents, and we'll decode the next shift together soon.